So let's get started. So I have I'm going to share my screen. I got visuals to show you, and we're going to talk all about Ozempic. Ozempic is the buzzword right now, and we're going to talk about what is it. I mean, I'm sure many of you know what it is, but some of you might not. You've just heard your doctor say you should try it, or you've seen ads on Facebook or ads on TikTok or commercials or whatever, because it's a drug that's being pushed heavily on women. And so we're going to talk about what it is, how it works. We're going to talk about the positives, but we're also going to talk about the dangers of Ozempic on your health, specifically your gut. And to be very honest, remember, I'm just a messenger tonight. I'm just going to give you the facts. I'm going to give you the truth. I'm going to give you some studies that I can share with you, some scientific studies, but I'm just a messenger. And there's way more dangers than there are positives. So you got to weigh like, what are the positives that are short term versus the long term dangers? And that's what you have to decide. And that's what I'm going to present to you tonight, because there's a lot of dangers in regards to how Ozempic works in your body and what it does. We're going to talk about the long-term dangerous effects. We're going to talk about if you lose the weight on Ozempic, if you do lose, will you gain it back and why? We're going to talk about why I personally, in my opinion, feel like it's a temporary fix, because you will get temporary weight loss, but it's not the kind of weight loss that you might be thinking. And then we're going to talk about how it affects your gut function and the devastating results of the short and long-term result of that. And then we're going to talk about like some supplements and some other things that can mimic Ozempic that are a lot safer. And we're going to talk about some strategies there. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen. We're going to get started. And again, as I go through this, if you have questions, just, write them down and we will definitely go through them at the end. My name is Terry Dale. We have a lot of new people in this group. As I said, I have not done some classes in here for quite a long time. So if you're wondering who I am, this is me. My name is Terry and I am a Amazon best-selling author. My books are on Amazon. They're also in bookstores around the country. But basically, I don't want to spend too much time on this, but I have been helping women for over 20 years with their health, and I have had health challenges of myself. I have had insulin resistance. I've had cancer, and through all of my issues I've had with my health, I finally was able to understand the why I got cancer, why I had insulin resistance, and I was able to figure it out. And so after I figured out, why the body gets diseases, I wanted to write about it and I wanted to share my story and I wanted to help women. So I reversed my cancer in 9 months without any chemo or radiation, and I reversed my insulin resistance. And basically, you guys who are in this group know about diabetes. Insulin resistance is it's kind of the next step to prediabetes. Like insulin resistance, after insulin resistance comes prediabetes. And I have had insulin resistance and it sucks. So I, going through my own health challenges, I decided I am going to learn this and create content and help women. And that's what I've been doing for over 20 years, helping women to heal their health, find the underlying root cause. You're gonna hear me talk tonight so much after we get through with Ozempic conversation. You're gonna hear throughout my presentation, you're gonna hear how I so believe that we have to find the underlying root cause. We have to find the underlying root cause. The reason why women want to go on Ozempic is because they can't lose weight. Or, doctors originally Ozempic was designed for a diabetes drug. So originally Ozempic was to help lower blood sugars, but now it's been pushed in 2022. It was pushed and approved by the FDA to consider it to be a weight loss drug. And so you got to look at the reason behind it, right? I mean, the reason why doctors and the FDA and everybody wants to push this drug is it's all about money. All about money. But anyway, we always want to find the underlying root cause. And so the reason why people do drugs, people do Ozempics, people do drugs is because they want to falsely change the symptom. They want to lose the weight. They want to lower the blood sugars without finding the reason why it's not working. Like, why can't you lose weight? You don't have an Ozempic deficiency. There's something wrong in the structure, the hormones, the balance, the cells. There's something wrong in your body. And Ozempic is just a drug that is going to be a quick fix that has way more side effects than it does benefit. Okay, so you're going to hear me so much, and this is kind of the premise of my teaching is I help women, and I want to help you, and all my teachings in this group help you to understand that we want to find the why. We want to find the reason. Why are your blood sugars high? Why did you get cancer? Why do you have why you can't you lose weight? Why do you have acid reflux? Why do you have high blood pressure? Why do you have high cholesterol? Like why? Like all of those are symptoms. And all the doctors know how to do is say, okay, this is your symptom. What drug can we match with it? And the drugs never give you a solution long term without a negative connotation. Okay, so Ozempic is one of those drugs, like I said, that was originally supposed to be for women or men with diabetes, type 2 diabetes. And then it was, pushed now to be a weight loss drug. What Ozempic is a glucagon-like peptide. It's called a GLP-1 receptor agonist. It's a class of drugs that mimic the effects of the naturally occurring hormone GLP-1. It's an injectable medication that's administered once a week. Okay. And here's what it does. It slows down the stomach emptying. So it slows down the digestion. Okay. There's an active ingredient in Ozempic called semaglutide, which works by inducing satiety. So this feeling of being satisfied or full. A lot of times the side effects of diabetes, when you're diabetes, you're hungry all the time. So a lot of doctors will give this to diabetics because it helps slow down the emptying, and it also helps you feel like you're full. It suppresses your appetite. And this is why it works for weight loss, because it helps the pancreas to produce insulin also, which is also known to help, with diabetes. So this is the two things I don't like about this drug. One, it slows down the digestion. It's slowing down your digestion. We don't want your digestion slowing down. There's just many things that can go wrong with your digestion slowing down. It also forces your pancreas to produce insulin. Now, our pancreas is designed to produce insulin on its own. And when you put a drug in that forces it to produce more insulin, we don't want a lot of insulin in our bodies. We want to lower insulin, because when you have insulin in your body, okay, too much insulin in your body will force your body to actually store fat. Okay. So why do you want to pump the body with more insulin, knowing that it makes the cells of the body more insulin resistant? So when you use this drug, you are getting the reason why you're losing weight. Listen to me. The reason why you're losing weight when you get this drug is because it suppresses your appetite. It slows down the digestion. Okay. The second reason is it does produce a lot of insulin, but you're losing more muscle than you are fat. Okay. So why do doctors prescribe Ozempic? Because they don't know how to help you lose weight naturally. They don't know the why. They don't have the underlying root cause of how to lose weight. They don't know. They're not health experts. They're drug experts. So they don't know how to help you lose weight. And it's all about the money. It's illegal to give kickbacks to a doctor to prescribe drugs, but it is legal to give the money to doctors to help promote your drug. So some doctors make tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars a year beyond what their normal practice is, just for being able to promote a drug. Okay. And this is a fact, and you can learn about it in this article, but this is the truth. And I've actually had doctors I have a good relationship with some doctors, and they have actually told me this too, that they get a lot of, money. So it's all about the money, which is why the FDA has approved it, and many doctors will get kickbacks from it. And but the biggest reason is and here's what I want to say about this. I don't want to sit there and say all doctors are about the money. Okay. The good doctors out there really do believe that, hey, if I can help my client, I can help my patient to lose weight on a drug, they think they're helping you. So the ones that are ethical, that aren't about the money, that really do care about you, they give it to you not knowing the dangers of it. So it's kind of a catch-22, because shame on them for not understanding what the drug does, but they are trying to help. because they do care. But if they really cared, they would learn what the side effects are, and they would learn of the dangers of of using this drug. Okay. So this is why it's just good for you guys to understand the truth about the drug, the truth about Ozempic, how it works and what it does. Depend and then learn the underlying root cause of why you can't lose the weight and try to do other things, in my opinion. Okay. So let's talk about, I really do want to talk deeply about this because this is what you guys have to understand about this drug. You use this drug, doesn't matter if it's short term or long term, you're going to have side effects. It's going to affect your health. The longer you're on it, the worse it is. But even if you're on it short term, it's going to impact your gut. So I'm going to go through each of these and we're going to talk about them individually. Okay. So this is what it causes. The side effects of the drugs is stomach paralysis, pancreatitis, thyroid cancer, and kidney injury. So let's talk about the side effects. Ozempic can cause nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, constipation. Why? Because it's slowing down your digestion, slowing down how fast the body, moves the food through the digestion. Abdominal pain, which can lead to dehydration and electrolyte imbalances. So that's the side effects. Okay. But here's some more kind of more dangerous side effects. Pancreatitis. There's a very high likelihood that you will develop an acute pancreatitis. It's inflammation of the pancreas, which can be life-threatening. And listen, pancreatitis is no joke. It hurts really bad. It's very painful. Pancreatitis is very, very, very painful. So it's very likely that when you're on this drug, that's what will happen to you. Studies have linked this GLP-1 receptor agonist to have an increased risk of thyroid cancer. Okay. So I don't know about you, but I don't think I would want to put myself at risk for getting thyroid cancer. I mean, that's not any good news. And then it can increase the risk of acute kidney injury, especially if you have a pre-existing kidney issue. And most of you who are diabetic have kidney issues. If you're a diabetic, your kidneys are struggling as it is. So then to put these kind of drugs on top of it is just going to make things worse. Some long-term effects, okay? Some long-term effects are cardiovascular health. So this can increase your risk of heart attack and stroke with long-term use. It has neurological effects. There have been reports of neurological side effects, including confusion, dizziness, headaches, and shakiness. There has been reports of bone health. Prolonged use will affect bone metabolism and increase risk of fractures, especially women with osteopenia that get osteopenia or osteoporosis post-menopause. So these are known side effects. They're known effects of what this drug can do, okay? But the biggest issue I see, this is the biggest issue, and it is the delayed gastric emptying. It slows down your gastric emptying. So then what happens is food remains in the stomach, which is why you don't get hungry, which is why it suppresses your appetite. But this is going to lead to digestive issues, nutrient malabsorption, and discomfort. And here's the other thing. The longer, listen to this, the longer this food stays in the gut, the more chance it has to rot. Okay, let me say this again. We want our digestion, which is another, our metabolism, we want our digestion to be very effective. We want our stomach acids to be high so that when you eat, it digests the food, it metabolizes it, absorbs into the nutrients, absorbed into the bloodstream, and then all the toxins move out. We want that food to be digested. If you're slowing down that whole process, and then you end up getting constipated or it slows, all that food stays in your gut, in your colon, and it starts to rot. And then it holds all that bacteria and those toxins, and it reabsorbs into the system. How is that good? It is not good. When we eat and when we digest our food, we want that to be very effective, because the effectiveness of your digestion is at the pace of how you absorb the nutrients, how you remove the toxins out of the body. And if you're eating and it's slowing that down and it becomes putrefied in the gut and you are constipated, and you're just reabsorbing all those toxins and you're not absorbing the nutrition. I don't know, ladies. It's not good. I have seen, this is why women are getting cancers and are getting sick and are not feeling good. I mean, this is the potential of what will happen when you use this drug long term. So this intestinal motility disorder, what it does is it produces less water to go to the bowel. So you will be constipated, causing rotting of food in the colon, bloating, and abdominal pains. So this is the biggest issue I see. And once you're off the drug permanently will cause this motility disorder. So it's not like you take the drug and it slows it down, and then you go off the drug and then your digestion goes back to normal. It impacts it. It slows it down and it paralyzes it. And that can be permanent, or it will be really hard to get that back. It'd be extremely hard to get that back. Once it's paralyzed, it could be permanent, and chances are getting that motility back is going to be really difficult. And I'm telling you, it's not worth the risk, in my opinion. Okay. The other issue is the malabsorption of nutrients. It impairs the absorption of those vitamins and minerals. So if you're eating healthy, which is what we all should be doing, but you're eating healthy and then you're on this drug, you're slowing down the digestive process, and then you're also allowing the body to not absorb all the minerals and the vitamins in your food. And to be very honest with you, we don't get a lot of minerals and vitamins in our food anymore anyway, because it's so depleted. So, you're just really not getting any nutrition. You're going to become very nutrient deficient, which brings on a whole nother set of complications and symptoms and issues. Okay. So as you can see, this drug is really, the bigger picture of this drug is a lot more serious than what you think. The other question I get too is, well, will you gain your weight back? Absolutely you will. And here's what I want to say. You will lose weight on Ozempic. Okay. But it's not the fat weight that you think. You're losing weight pretty fast. Two parts of it. You're losing a lot of the toxic water weight, and you're losing muscle, because you're not eating very much, which a lot of us need to go on a more of a calorie deficit. Okay. But when we go on a calorie deficit, we don't want our food that we are eating to not be absorbed into our system. So now you're losing weight and you're losing muscle, and it's coming off very fast. And the reason why it's coming off fast is because it's not the healthy weight. You're not using healthy fat. You're losing muscle weight, tissue, and the toxic, you're losing water. Okay. So once you go off the drug, you're going to gain it all back. And here's the problem. I see so many celebrities who have been on this drug, and they've lost a lot of, you've seen it. They've lost a lot of weight. Okay. And the longer they stay on it, they'll keep the weight off because they're not eating and they're not absorbing nutrition. They're getting skinnier and skinnier. Okay. But the minute they start eating again, the minute they go off the drug, they're going to blow up like a balloon, and their digestion is going to be broken. So now comes okay, maybe you're going to be skinny, but now you're not going to absorb any nutrients. You're going to get a lot of other diseases caused from malabsorption and malnutrition. And you're not going to be able to fight off cancer cells. You're not going to be able, your immune system's not going to work properly. So you're probably going to get sick a lot more. I mean, there's so many things that happen when you're nutrient deficient and when your metabolism and body is not working properly. And so the longer you're on this drug, the more damage you're doing to your organs. Okay. So will you gain the weight back? 100%. So what is it worth to you? Is it worth to you to lose some weight short term? But then what are you going to do? Are you going to not ever eat again? Are you going to, end up eating and then gain all the weight back and feel like crap? I mean, this is just my point, is like, you're going to gain your weight back. And then on top of that, you're going to have caused so much damage to your gut, to your organs, possibly leading to a lot of nutrient deficiencies. And then to try to get that back again and try to get those systems working are just going to be a lot of a lot of struggle and could be potentially not able to get those functions back. So you have to look at the risk. You have to look at the risk reward. Okay. Um, I just, I know it's really challenging for some women who are more morbidly obese or are obese, and it's so tempting to use this drug. I get it. I get it. I get it. And how the doctors right now are talking to you guys about this is they're saying, oh, well, being obese is unhealthy too. And they're 100% right. Being morbidly obese and, not losing that weight is not good either. But using a drug to lose the weight versus lifestyle is the answer. But most people don't want to use lifestyle because it's hard. They want to take what they think is the easy route and use a drug, which does seem easy to to inject a shot every week, but it's not going to be easy when you start getting all these diseases and these side effects from the drug that are going to damage you permanently. So now what's the risk reward, right? It's like I just don't see an upside yet to even doing Ozempic short term. I don't see an upside. I really don't. What I see an upside is I know the innate intelligence of the body, and this is what I want to talk about next, okay? There's a reason why you have diabetes. There's a reason why you're overweight, okay? And if you're overweight, there is a solution, but it's going to require you to make some lifestyle changes. And this is what the MDs don't know how to teach you. Diabetes is a lifestyle disease. You've learned it either from how you were raised and how you learned how to eat. If your doctor is telling you it's genetic, they're 100% wrong unless you're a type 1. If you're type 1, that is a genetic thing. But if you ended up getting type 2 at the age of 30 or 40, that's not genetic. That is a learned lifestyle. And here's what I want to share is that our bodies, the innate intelligence of the body knows how to heal itself, but we have to be the one. We have to be we have to be the MD for our health. We have to be the one that's in charge of our health. We have to give it what it needs. And Ozempic and drugs are not what the body needs. That's not how we were not born. We were not made. Our bodies were not made to put a bunch of drugs in it. Our bodies were made for food and nutrition and good food and nutrition. And so when we put those chemicals in, it disrupts our systems, which causes us to gain weight, which causes us to have high blood pressure, which causes us to get diabetes, whatever it is, right? And so when you can learn that, when you can learn how to find the underlying root cause and start making those changes, it is hard. Of course it is. So is putting drugs in your body and the side effect. That's hard too. And then the possible permanent, effects of it are even more hard because then now you're living with, permanent damage to your body. So my philosophy, and this is what I always want to teach in these classes, is when you can learn how to do it the right way and give your body the ingredients and the environment it needs to heal itself, it will heal itself. When you were born, you weren't born with disease. Very rare. Okay, sometimes you're born if you had parents. You know what I'm saying? It's like when we're born, think about how a baby is made and how we have all this, our cells, and how does our heart know how to beat? How does our body know how to digest? How does our brain know how to think? How does our eye see? How do we blink? I mean, our bodies are incredible and it's designed. The immune system is so amazing and complex. The immune system is designed to fight off cancer, to fight off disease, to heal our bodies when we get cut. Look at how our bodies heal the wounds when we get cuts. I mean, the innate intelligence of the body knows what it needs to do. We can't explain it. It just knows how to heal itself, but we have to provide it with the right stuff. And so the right stuff is the right nutrition plan, the right stress reduction, the right supplements, the right, those things. We have to be very conscientious of what we put in our bodies. okay, and how we treat our bodies. So the innate intelligence of the body knows how to heal itself. And if we can just take those steps, right? We will be able to lose weight and heal our bodies without drugs. So once again, the side effects, just to review, I wanted to put these out there. These are the side effects of Ozempic. And I just want you to take a look at this because it's not if you'll get these side effects, it's not if, it's just when. So you go on Ozempic and you might not feel anything for a day or 2 days, 3 days. But the longer you're on it, everybody's going to be different, right? I've had some clients who started it. They come to me because they feel so sick, and they're like, and they the first day they take Ozempic or any diabetes drug, they just feel like crap. And so I'm really trying to help all my clients get off medications and give them a plan so that they can let the innate intelligence of the body do what it's designed to do, which is heal. It's to heal. If your body can't manage blood sugar, it's not a insulin issue. It is what is it? Why do we have insulin resistance? Why can't our body manage that glucose like it should? So you got to understand and find the underlying root cause. Okay. So so let's talk about real quick, like what are some things that you can do instead of going on Ozempic? Now, this is just a real kind of a real quick 3 steps of things that you can do right away. But to be very honest with you, this is something that it's hard to do this on your own because your doctor doesn't know how to help you. They are not health experts. They're drug experts. So in 8 years of med school, they get 1 day, if that, of nutrition. I've been studying nutrition for over 20 years and I'm still learning stuff every day. And so, and what other thing that happens is you go to your doctor, every 6 months, and you spend 15 minutes with them. When I teach my clients how to reverse their diabetes or how to get healthy, it takes months, and sometimes years. So how can you expect that your doctor is going to help you in one visit of 15 minutes every 6 months? It's not, they can't, they can't, they do not know how to help you. Now they know how to give you a drug. And look how long that takes. One office visit, one prescription. There you go. Bada bing, bada boom. You got a medication. And medications never heal, you guys. They never do, ever. They only treat. And when you are constantly putting medications in your body, the innate intelligence of the body gets disrupted and it can't heal itself because the drugs are interfering with that. So again, what I do is I help you to understand how to tap into your body's innate intelligence, how to remove the interferences, the toxins, how to eat right, how to what's gonna be the best plan for you. What are some things you can do to heal your body? And there's a lot that you have to learn in that regard to get it right. Okay. So my opinion is absolutely no, absolutely not. I would not encourage it, but at least now you have more information to take to your doctor and you can ask them these questions or you can do some more research, but this is my opinion. So here's the solution in 3 steps. Okay. Now, within each of these steps, there's a multitude of things you have to do, but this is what you have to do. You have to change your diet 100%. Okay. If you're pre-diabetic, diabetic, insulin resistant, or you're just, overweight and have hormone issues or thyroid issues, your doctors blame everything on the thyroid. It's not your thyroid most of the time. But anyway, you have to change your diet. And with that takes a lot of different things depending on you, right? Some people, they have to go on, plant-based. Sometimes you have to go on carnivore. Sometimes you have to go, it depends on the person. And each person comes with their own unique health issues. And so there's not a one diet fits all solution. But you do have to eat high quality foods. Bottom line, you have to, because quality nutrition is key. And that's the first step. Okay. This is not real food. Boxed cereal, packaged food is not real food. You're just we call these chemical chemical food, right? Chemicals in a box. This is just not real food. So you've got to change that. Okay. Low calories doesn't mean low insulin. You put low calories products in your body, chances are it just has all these chemicals in it, and that's going to increase your insulin, which in return increases your blood sugar, and then just the vicious cycle starts. So just because something says low calorie does not mean it's healthy. Okay. And this is how I look at it. When you're choosing food, listen to me. This graphic is so powerful. And here's what I want you to understand about this. Okay. I want you to think about this visual next time tomorrow as you're eating. Every time you put food in, every single time you put something in, your body has to do something with it. Your body has to take that food, whether it's a salad, it takes that food, it takes the salad, it digests it, and all the nutrients in that salad, the vitamin A, the vitamin C, the phytonutrients, the chlorophyll, all of those, it knows what to do with that. It assimilates it, absorbs it, it puts it into the system, and it goes into the blood, and it goes into the tissues, and it goes into the cells, and your body knows what to do with those because the innate intelligence of the body. Now, you put in fried chicken or pizza or whatever, you put in that, your body has to do something with it. It doesn't know what to do with chemicals. It doesn't know what to do with processed food. They're all toxins and chemicals. It gets very confused. So it starts to try to hide it. So you eat that food and your body kind of goes, I don't know what to do with this. So what it does is the body's so smart. What it does is the body will take that and try to hide it instead of putting it in the bloodstream, which it does with the good food. It tries to hide it. So it pushes it in the fat cell or pushes it. It tries to get rid of as much of it as it can. And then it causes insulin resistance, and that's where diabetes. So again, your body's trying so hard, but when you're putting junk and chemicals and bad food in it all the time, it has to do something with it. This is why I hate the dietitians and the diabetes educators and nutritionists that tell you, oh, everything in moderation. That's just a bunch of BS. Because of this reason. If you're putting, even if it's once a week, you're putting crap in, pizza, whatever. Okay. Your body still has to do something with it. Now, am I saying that once a week of bad food is going to be probably not. Your body can probably handle that. But if you're doing that every day, or it's not just pizza, it's just chemicals, boxed food. If you're eating that stuff every day, your body eventually gets to the point where it becomes super saturated, and it's diseased. It gets diseased because you're not putting any nutrition in. Your body has to do something. Your body doesn't say, "Oh, here's a piece of bread or a piece of pizza or chicken wings. Oh, it's okay. We're just gonna, make this into a healthy vitamin or a healthy mineral," and it can't do that. It's trying to figure out what to do with it, and your body gets very confused, and then it tries to push it into a place where it doesn't affect your organs. So this is why I love this graphic, because everything in moderation is just a joke. You've got to put in more times than not. You've got to put in fuel to your body. It's like putting good quality gas in your car. I mean, when you drive a car, you're going to put, you know, water in your gas tank, or, whatever. You're going to put anything other than gas in your gas tank? No, because it wouldn't run. Okay. It's similar to, you should only be putting good quality food in your body, because your body will run better and it will function better, because the innate intelligence of the body knows what to do with that. Okay. So I just, it drives me batty when I hear diabetes educators, especially, oh, moderation is okay. Well, it's not. It's just, I mean, if you have an amazing metabolism and you don't have any disease and you don't have issues, yeah, then once in a while your body knows how to process it. But more times than not, it is gonna break down and not work for you. It's gonna work against you. Okay. Number two is you got to quit snacking. This is the opposite of what you're being told. You're being told by your diabetes educators and by your doctors or whoever, oh, you got to eat every 2 hours. That's just the worst thing in the world. The more times you eat, the more your digestion has to play the more your stomach is working, the more your insulin is raising. And when you have insulin in your body, you're you know, causing fat storage. You can't burn fat when you have insulin in your body. So when you're eating that many times a day, and you're being told to eat that many times a day because your diabetes educators are, they have you on insulin. And so you're controlling your food with your medications. Okay. We want to the other way around. We want to get you off the medications and get you what's called fat adapted, where you're only hungry a couple times a day and you're eating good quality food because you're not hungry and you're using fat for fuel. That is a much better source of fuel than sugar. Okay, so if you're eating 2 to 4 times a day because you're starving, that's because you have a blood sugar imbalance. You have an issue, a hormone issue. When you become fat adapted, you just don't have cravings, and you eat a couple times a day, and you can eat a good amount of food, and you feel satiated, and life is good. Okay, so we've got to get you to the point where you're not eating every hour and snacking. Most people, they're having 3 meals a day plus they're snacking all day. By doing that, you're keeping your insulin high all the time, and then you're just having to end up injecting more insulin and more. You're just going to cause more problems. Okay, so that's it. And then the last thing is we have to find the underlying root cause of why you can't lose weight, and Ozempic isn't the issue. It is a diet and a lifestyle issue. So we have to find the underlying root cause. Okay. And that's the magic. And sometimes the underlying root cause, it takes time to figure that out. If your diet is perfect and then you're not snacking and you're still having those issues, then we got to dig deeper. And that's something that you might need some help discovering. And most times, you're going to be told by your doctors that you need medication. No, we need to balance out your hormones. We need to find what the underlying root cause is and go that route. Okay. And the other part of this too is if you have a toxicity issue, and you can get toxins from food, from water, from fillings, from stress. I mean, there's so many reasons you can get toxins in your body. And if your toxic load is really high, doesn't matter what you do, you're never going to be able to lose weight. So that's a whole nother part of this that I can help you figure that part out too. Okay. So again, when you go to your doctor is in charge of your medications. They are drug experts, not health experts. Okay. So I just want you guys to hear me on this. Your body has the ability to heal itself if you give it the right things. If you're on the fence about Ozempic, please just consider, maybe go back and watch this, but consider your options. Okay. It's not a matter of if you go on Ozempic, you'll lose weight and have symptoms. It's a matter of if you go on Ozempic, you will get symptoms eventually. It's not a matter of when, but it's not a matter of if, but when. You will. The longer you're on it, the more damage you're going to do. Will you lose weight? Yeah, but what's the risk reward? I mean, you're going to gain it back once you go off of it, right? So it's like you're going to spend all this money and go through all this potential harmful drug, put that in your body for weight loss, but then how long is that going to last? When you go off of it, you're going to gain it back. What's the how does that serve you? What's the point? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like I don't see an upside because you're going to gain it back. And then so you'll be skinny for a few weeks or a few months, but then you've also damaged your gut and potentially caused some other things to happen. So is there an upside? I don't know. I mean, that's what you have to decide. That's what you have to consider when you're thinking about this. My personal opinion is better option is, find the underlying root cause and find somebody to help you. That would be my my suggestion. Okay, yeah, the test is if you're not losing weight and you're eating right and you're doing everything. I mean, there's just so many, you'd have to come and talk to me, but there's so many ways. We're all toxic. Okay, but your toxic load is based on your symptoms. If you're on medication for certain things, then you know that there's an imbalance there and it could be a toxic issue. Okay, if you have diabetes, it could be your blood sugars could be high, not because of what you're eating, but because you have a toxic issue. Like maybe you have, H. pylori, maybe you've got candida, maybe you've got, there's so many different things. So I always go back to this. It's like, you gotta first learn what the sources are of the toxicity and remove them or lower them or get rid of them. And then learn how to detox from them. Once you've identified what they are, then you can detox. So yeah, my cellular detox program is amazing. And I just launched it just a couple weeks ago, and it's in the beta stages now, but down the road I will be offering it. Probably in the next few months I'll be offering it to everybody. It's just I'm doing a beta right now. It's amazing. But yeah, it's I'll do a class on it so that it's more understanding of what I'm talking about. I'll do more of a class on it. Okay? So, all right, ladies, thank you so much for being here. I'm glad I was able to get this live to work. I will see you next week. And I don't know, what do you guys want me to talk on? Maybe leave me some suggestions on what you'd like me to present or what you guys would like some education on, and I'll consider your suggestions and decide. Have a good night. Bye. Oh, one last thing. I was going to show you guys how to get on my newsletter. Sorry about that. Here, we're going to end with this. Get on my newsletter, dlcanews.com. There you go. That's what I was going to show you guys. All right. Have a good night, everybody.